Good morning. It's March the 7th, 2018. Time to kick off another trading day. We have some news today that can move the markets. The ADP private employment. Markets got hit last night by Gary Kahn's resignation. They've all since recovered from there a bit. So we have a couple of cross currents right there that might give us some volatility today. Start with our disclaimer. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. Unlike an actual performance record, simulated results do not represent actual trading. Also, since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact of any of certain market factors, such as lack of liquidity. Simulated trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with the benefit of hindsight. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profit or losses similar to those shown. Okay. Indexes gapped lower. You can see that we opened right here. There was not a gap in treasuries. They went straight up. So we got a pretty good seller still at 12 to 16. We saw that yesterday. A couple of days ago. Though the trading range holds, there's definitely a seller 16 to 20. And right now there is a buyer at below 120, say 1924, 1928. Down in this area, and we're kind of right in the middle of this. So if equities recover today, my guess is that treasuries will sell. So looking to sell 11s to 15s, 19s to 23s with our setups. On the buy side, the buck to 4 by 1. Let them get stops beneath this number. Pick up this value area low somewhere in there, and then 25, 29 for buy 2. Biggest news today, ADP 200K. It's been coming in much higher than non-farm payrolls, which come in on Friday. International trade minus 55B. Productivity minus 1/10. That happens when the economy is expanding. Unit labor costs up 2.2%. That happens when an economy is expanding. You have to pay more for labor. And the EIA crude numbers plus 2.6. Last night's APIs plus 5.7. Building crude. Gasoline drew 4.5 million barrels. Distillates built 1.5. So the crude market would like to see a lower number than 2.6, a bigger number than 4.5, and a lower number than 1.5 on the distillates. The market does not react to distillates, to heating oil. So right here's where the play is, gasoline and crude. Well, all the basketball tournaments start this weekend. Tennessee, for once, will have a decent seed and won't be immediately counted out. In fact, they're picked to win the SEC tournament. Doesn't mean it'll happen. But they have a pretty resilient team. They've been able to come back from being down many, many times. So, looking at the bond, number 1, 20 to 24, selling 27s to 31s, 3 to 7, guessing trading range today. On the buy side, 8 to 12, number 1, 1 to 5, buy 1, 25, 29, buy 2. Man, it was cold here last night. Yesterday in the AM we had winds 35 to 45. Last night it slowed down to 15 to 20, but it was like 33 degrees when I went out, and I've already adjusted to warmer temperatures. And Wind makes it cold. Nothing like y'all have gotten on the upper tier states or East Coast, but it's all relative, right? Gold. KC federal judge has ruled that Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, can be regulated like commodities. Didn't take long, did it? So they're lining up all the ducks for the Bitcoin cryptocurrency markets to prosper. Governments have to figure out how to tax that and how to track the trades and the rest of it. And once that's done, probably the way will be clear for it to happen. Goldman bought a big cryptocurrency exchange, so the groundwork is being laid for cryptocurrencies to become trading vehicles anyway, which is how I approached it, and I think most people have. Okay, we have gold. It rallied on Cohen's resignation, started to sell, and we're definitely dealing with a B, so we're headed lower right here. So 29 to 31 will be buy one, and 25, 27 buy two. On the sell side, top of values 38. We're at 33, so we'll make 35, 37 sell one, and 39.41 sell two. I saw an article last night talking about tariffs where the European Union had a 72% tariff imposed on some form of Chinese steel. Of course, the European Union is threatening all sorts of retaliation against us for imposing. How dare us impose tariffs? China has unbelievable tariffs. Plus, you have to give away technology and build factories in their country before they'll let you do such. So it's something all countries use and have utilized in the past, and we've had the most open markets of anybody in the world. Ours certainly aren't entirely open, so we'll have to see how it shakes out. And Trump could just be using this as a negotiating ploy to get NAFTA redone, which he said. He said if Canada and Mexico will come to the table and redo the NAFTA deal, he won't impose tariffs. Okay, the euro, 45. And we'll make 40 to 50. We'll pick up the value area high right there. Sell one. 70 to 80, sell two. On the buy side, 24 even, 24.10 buy one. Looks like it's pointed lower, and then 23.75 buy two. Crude oil. Interestingly enough, on inventory days, we've had a couple of pre-news announcements sessions where we've had 70 ticks. Market's not acting like it. Excuse me, right now. So normally we expect 30 to 40 ticks before the news hits the market. We've got a buyer below 62, and we've got a seller above 63, which is where we are right now. So we got volume at 53, got the VWAP at 68. So first sell will be 50 to 75, 63 even, 63 and a quarter, and probably won't see our number twos until after the news hits. On the buy side, 61.75, 62 buy one. And then 61 and a quarter, 61.50 buy two. This market is usually on hold until the news is announced, and we'll try our Newsday trade, get warmed up for Friday. And it's a trade that can give you a quick 10 to 20, and then you got to be right to get more than that. And if these numbers come in larger than expected, the bottom could fall out of the market like it has the last couple of times. Okay, how bad is Cohen's resignation for equities in the stock market? My guess is it's probably not as bad as the initial reaction. Says it might be. We'll come back on. So, right here, looks like we're rejecting prices at 27.75 and at 2600 right here. We've got excess below 2600. Don't have much of a top up here, but excess above 2780. That's about, normally when we're in a trading range in the Emini, it trades 150 to 200 points. That's about 175 points, so that's not too far out of line. And you can see that we're coming down to test the bottom of the range, say maybe 2650 as it stands right now. Right in the middle of this, 2660, 2680. So a 2720 would be right 50%. So 50% retracement would have you selling the 20 to 25 area. Looking at the F1 screen, a seller at 25 to 30. Here's the high volume from the preceding month. Perhaps a buyer at 2675, 2680. Got this little gap right here. So the chartist will be looking to sell the gap when it closes. That low's at 1050. So we'll put our first sell at 9 to 14. And the better trade is 20 to 25, so 19 to 24 for sell 2. On the buy side, 91 to 96. And then 81 to 86. Just picking up where support might be. And this number picks up the gap right here in our 4/5 letter ledge. 1. And then we're picking up this area right here. That N high, that Q high, high volume number, market number at 25. A lot of stuff comes in. So we're just basically leaning against support and resistance. And the 9 to 14 is a play for the gap to close. Take a bit to get everything up and posted. Going to get busy on that. Back with you as soon as possible.